It's gonna be Rassandria with from Laugh and Skull versus Zachary. Zachary decided, for the YouTube side, decided to pop some healing enchants on his weapons. We saw, well, look at that HOT, dude. Look at that HOT. He got a goddamn rejuve on him. So we got Killer Gen, who uses the enchant on Among Us. Coastal Surge, which is a healer enchant. And Zachary decided, you know what? F it. I'm gonna play Fury Warrior, which already has a lot of healing, and I'm gonna go with double Coastal Surge so I can get massive heals the whole duel. It'll be hilarious. I want to see how good this is, dude. This should be unkillable, more or less. Rassandra, they're playing on survival. Check it out of the Hodge. No Hodge. It's gonna be Stormbolt. It's gonna be a Blaze Storm by Zachary. Trying to avoid any kind of trap. It's gonna be stunned, but the pet has a trinket available. It's gonna be popular right now. Rassandra might go for a trap right now. It's gonna get the trap onto Zachary to reset. Does Zachary have a reflect though? If he has a reflect, he might be able to get rid of those traps. So Sunday is going to get a Maldic onto Zachary a little bit early. Does he have reflect? Could have reflected that Maldic if he saw an opportunity for it. Going to get rooted for second, and it's going to be big heals for Zachary. It's going to get those Bloodthirsts back to back in. And needs to turn around and hit the pet if he needs to. Strongbolt onto Rassandra does get a last Bloodthirst during that Enrage regeneration. Got himself quite a bit of healing. Not the biggest con. I think he does play the Haste Mastery build, which is more damage oriented, rather than Haste Verge, which is more dual and self-sustainability oriented. Manic Bet is coming in for Rassandria, is going to get those freezing traps, and Zachary like clockwork. So Zachary needs to be aware of those. If he can dodge one of those with a Blaze Storm or get a reflect on those, then he might be able to do this. Something Catch could do pretty regularly over on EU, but this is an A. It's a whole another different battlefield. Blaze Storm coming in for Zachary. I guess he's trying to go for more damage than anything. Stun onto Rassandria. Does he get the big damage? He's actually going to be popping some cooldowns right now. Is he going to be able to shred through him? Stun onto by the pet. Is Zachary going to have anything to live through this right now? Barely hanging in there. Needs to get himself a heal. That's going to be another grenade, and down he goes. Looks like the Coastal Surge was not enough to keep him afloat. Next up is going to be Cinderella playing that cool Tyrion Feral, trying to get the bleeds up and running onto Rassandra, as Rassandra did already use the Manic Bandages, so the heal and the bleed prevention is going to be gone for quite a bit. Big bite out of Cinderella, force it out of the same chicken out of Rassandra into a freezing trap. Does Cinderella trinket it? No, he does not. Is Rassandra going to be able to just wait out those bleeds, maybe catch a camo or something? Looks like he might not be able to. Whoa. Wow, he just waited until the last moment. Just get it really quick and pop into camo. So it's going to be a stealthy duel. Cinderella does see a flare. Is this dead? Dude, this is a stealthy duel. Oh, walking on top of the shell. Oh, Rassandra does deny the Feral that opener into a stun by the pet. Can Rassandra go for some damage? Doesn't look like they have a big cooldowns, but they're going to try to separate. No, actually they do have cooldowns. Maldic onto Cinderella right now. Going to be tricking out Rassandra off of that stun. Cinderella taking quite a bit of damage while they got Thorns up and running. Needs to get a heal rolling ASAP. Is going to go burning the big heal. It's going to be a Warlock Hellstone, I think. I know that it was renewal at least, but it might have been also Warlock Hellstone. Freezing trap, not going to stop him, going to trick it out of this. Rassandra is going to go for Exhilaration while they got it. Root coming in onto Rassandra right now. Big bite by Cinderella. Manic Bandages to follow. And it's going to be a hibernate onto the pet. Rassandra is playing this very, very carefully, very safely, dropping down traps and everything to stop Cinderella from the approach. Cinderella's going to have to burn another wall. Last wall available. He's going to have to make this wall count. Trying to get the big bleeds onto Rassandra. Rassandra is going to have the big reheal anytime now. It's going to get a freezing trap onto Cinderella, and it's going to go for the Manic Bandage as soon as they get a chance. Are they going to go for a full camo, actually? Manic Bandage? Do they get a camo? They don't get a camo, and Cinderella is not going to push it. I actually caught a resell for the second. Camo does come out, but does we out. Rassandra going to disengage a little bit early. Thor's coming up, and Cinderella is going to get that badge. The pet is nowhere inside. Does get the pet sack. Was that a wall available for Rassandra? Might have been. It doesn't show up, but it's like a really green mist. Looks like Rassandra hasn't showered in a while. That's all it literally looks like. Going to be a haymaker into the wall. Actually get a caught in the wall, and Cinderella is going to get reset with a freezing trap. Man, this Rassandra is getting those freezing trap Manic Bandages on cooldown clockwork every single time. I think that thing has not been off cooldown ever. I think that thing is used on cooldown whenever he gets it, whether it's a freezing trap and pop it, whether it's to get away from the Feral and pop it. But Cinderella is definitely having a bit of a hard time here. But Cinderella is not using the Trident, so it's actually, if it was using Trident, I feel like this duel might have been over a long while ago. Cinderella actually having to play like very, very carefully. Another massive heal for Rassandra. How's Cin gonna do this? Actually dampening rolling in. We're 5 minutes into the duel already, boys. Cinderella is not giving up, though. He's giving it all as much as he can. opener by Cinderella. We'll see how good of an open he gets. He's going to get the bleeds up and running. Full cooldowns. Big bite onto Assange. Thorns to Fall is definitely going to have a freezing trap for this. Cinderella is not going to trick it out of the stun. He knows to trick it, the freezing trap, when he needs to. Is he playing Moonfire? Is going to be Matic actually onto Cinderella. Trying to see if he can snag himself a heal. Gonna stack form out of there. Back into the room. And Assange is just going to go get himself a Manic Bandage. Cinderella is just going to sit there for a bit. Needs to disrupt the Manic Bandage ASAP. That was a nice opener, but Assange completely nullified his opener for damage. So this is going to be a little bit hard for Cinderella to come back from this one. The bleed damage is good, but he can just remove it just like that. Without the bleed damage, is free to heal as much as he needed. I think Cinderella needs to have a Moonfire or something ready. I think, actually, yeah, if you were to send Assange away with Moonfire, maybe that'll make Assange forced to like feign death, so you might not be able to use that in the future. That could be a possibility, but that Moonfire will prevent the full heal. He'll be able to take off the bleeds, but he won't be able to heal for too long. Cinderella still playing very defensive. Incarn time! Popping in the big cooldowns. Is that way he's going to go for the big setup? Badge onto Assange. Force a trinket. Freezing trap. Cinderella trick us out of it. Is going to have thorns rolling. Assange is actually obliterating himself into those thorns. Stop Cinderella. Stop hitting them. You're actually going to die to the dots. And is actually obliterating himself with the thorns. The bleeds already ran on him. And down he goes. Next is going to be Ego Hira playing Arms Warrior. Is that what it is? Is that it? Oh my god. We got that Nightborn smog and everything. Is that the real Trident right now too? I think it's like the healer Trident actually. Is that an Arms Warrior? What? He's actually going to tussle with Cinderella. That's the second time we've seen an Arms Warrior besides Kachikan, who's the God Warrior. Maybe Ida will have something we don't know about. Gonna be a short stun on Ida. Not gonna last that long. Parry coming in for Ida right now though, and Cinderella trying to see if he can get some damage in. Ida is just not letting it happen. Thorns coming out for Cinderella. Actually able to allow Ida to deal damage to himself. Bladestorm coming out. Staying on to Cinderella as best as he can. Does he get the charge off that? He does. Cinderella still has Thorns. Ida doesn't have a lot of health to work with. Needs to get a fear. Does that fear into a commanding shout. Needs to get some heals off of Cinderella. Needs to go for the big damage ASAP. Big leap coming out. Does he have a... Oh my god, he just died. I thought he had a setup. I thought he had some kind of a plan there, man. But I guess down he goes. There it is. There it is. And Sereno's up next versus Cinderella. Cin's looking for that quick reset. Gonna be I for the Paladin. Cinderella might as well get some heals right now, dude. You might as well pop out, get the rejuve, regrowth, everything rolling. Or maybe he's just gonna wait let the passives heal. Yeah, I think he's just letting the passives heal, whatever passives he's got for heals. Letting the shields do its work. Is going to get a rejuvenator as Sereno's far enough out. Does he spot the Feral? Does he know where he's at? He doesn't. He waited until the last moment, man. Get far enough and we'll be good to go. We'll see how we do, boys. We'll see how we do. Cinderella looking like to have just about everything, actually. Everything but Incarn. Big bite to burst through that shield of vengeance so early. Cinderella barely took the damage, or maybe that shield was so low because of 24% dampening. As we see wings out of Sereno. Gonna be a stun by Cinderella. Sereno's gonna have to trick that stun. Try to max the damage of his wings, but it's actually gonna be more of a healing cooldown than anything, boys. I can't believe that. And Cinderella's just gonna wait it out for a bit, waiting out until wings are off. Sereno's waiting out by the eye. He's probably expecting Cinderella to be right next to him, dude. Sereno needs to get the bleeds to roll on him so he can get that minute-long wings. And if he get a Hodge on Cinderella with wings, big damage, big setup, resources ready, execute sentence already sitting in Cinderella before the pre-walls happen, he just might be able to roll over him. Bob coming in a little bit early. Still holding on to Bubble, so he still has a defensive, but that's going to be minute-long wings coming out for Sereno right now. Still can't catch up to a Feral. Didn't have a setup, didn't have the slows. He gave his hand away way too quick with a bop, so Cinderella saw the bop, ran. Sereno got the wings to follow up, but Cinderella's already out. Hodge coming down, no chicken for Cinderella, but Sereno has nothing, and Thorns are going to prevent him from being able to get the most amount of damage. Actually stood still for a moment, getting that flash of light in there just to make sure he's fully healed up. Wall for Cinderella right now, going to be big damage for Sereno. Might just get the bubble up a little bit early, unless the four Barons doesn't let a bubble. Does come out. Sereno does survive another second, trying to get an offensive bubble, rolling onto Cinderella. Doesn't have wings or anything. Can he get his health low? Can he catch up to a Feral? It's actually going to have to go for flashlight. Cinderella has Incarnation up right now. That's going to be a lot of damage. Sereno with only Shield of Vengeance to keep him afloat. That's all he's got. Maybe he can get the wings lined up together with this. Hodge onto Cinderella a little bit early, trying to get some damage in. Then maybe he can get wings with a big old proc, with a big old pop of that. Actually gonna get those wings. Actually doing exactly as I said. Turn the damage on to Cinderella, but a big old bite puts a massive cleave into him. Another wall for Cinderella to secure the kill, and down it goes. What's up next? It's gotta be Seavark as a sub-rogue. Versus Cinderella, getting that Shadow Step. Shadow Strike, Nightblade. Kill the shot on Cinderella very hard. Haymakers are followed by Sin just to peel this rogue off of him as he's burning through charges of Shadow Dance. That's gonna be Sin trying to play for the long game right now. Seavark is gonna have to catch up to him. Doesn't even have bleeds actually. Seavark can catch a full reset. That's gonna be a reset for both of them. It's gonna be a Mind Games McGee right now, boys. Literally Mind Games McGee. Come on, come on. Cinderella and Seavark does get the opener. Did he pick up the eyes? It looks like he did pick up those eyes. Didn't go with advantage from that. I'll try to get a little bit of a shuriken throw. Bash coming out to Seavark as Cinderella is getting all those dots up and running. Is he going to trick it? There's no big eviscerate out of Seavark right now. Double back eviscerate. That's going to be another cheap shot. Does he get another one? Another eviscerate. Cinderella survives it. Is that going to be another eviscerate? Getting some renewal burning right now with a wall and thorn. Seavark is going to cloak on this right now. Getting Nightblade onto Cinderella. Stun on Seavark for a moment. Does he get a root on him or is he going to go for massive heals? Is going to try to see if he can bail out of him. Seavark is still slow, but those roots has bleeds rolling on him, but does get a concoction rolling. Cinderella is getting in to reverse those dots, tricking it out of the blind. Does Seavark have enough to kill him? Does get a shot step onto Cinderella. Is that enough? The kid shot coming in. Does he have the big damage right now? This is it. Is he going to do it or not? Big back-to-back shot strikes, big eviscerate, and down it goes. And Seavark got to get attacked by Ignore immediately. No defenses left, and Ignore is not going to let him get any kind of a setup, and it's going to go for advantage. Feather Knives onto Boomer, playing that out. They're gonna get a concoction rolling a little bit early. Needs to play against Ignore. Gonna get a full kidney shot rolling right now. Ignore uses Vendetta onto Seavark, I think. Wow, that is just Seavark. He literally, I would feel so bad if I was that guy. It's like, dude, it's like I'm dead anyway. I have no trinket. I have no you're trinket, but you can't blind or anything. I guess he wanted to make sure he gets that kill. Blind onto Ignore. What a hit trinket is now. Ignore just trinketed. That's going to be a full CC set up by Boomer. But Boomer still has third and Hypnosis to go through. That's a lot of people. With 40% and 40 minutes into the duel. But I get the shot turned around onto Boomer. Big and Venom. Lots of damage. Is that going to be it? And Ignore actually does this. Whoa. Woo, boy. Ignore. How? Where'd you get the damage from? What crit? That was nutty, boys. That was a win for Boomer. That game was supposed to be won by Boomer. Just to give you guys an idea. I don't know how he got snuck the kidney in, but whatever damage he had, bam, big damage set up, bam. Oh. Burning that Vendetta onto Seavark, he was like, you know what?